Aligning with Kenneth Scott's injury, as this is the second time he's been injured. He got injured his true freshman year. It was the same injury on the other leg, believe it or not. It's a real fluke, freaky ankle injury that doesn't happen very often. Now he's had one on each leg. And so with two injuries, you get an extra year back. So bottom line, next year he'd be a junior again coming back, and he'll still have 2 years. So that is a little bit of a silver lining, but still it's about an 8-month rehab, and it's a very, very severe injury, and probably won't be ready for spring ball. It's that severe.
What actually happened to him? Did somebody roll on him?
Yeah, rolled up on him. And that, I said we don't talk about injuries. If it's a season-ending injury, then we go ahead and divulge that and we talk about that. As I'm not trying to think I'm contradicting myself, but yeah, he got rolled up by our own guy. And again, the same thing happened to him 2 years ago in the fall drill. I guess it's been 3 years now. Almost exactly the same thing. Someone rolled up on him from behind, but it was the other foot, other ankle. So unfortunate. But Kenneth is a tough guy. He'll come back from this, and hopefully we get him for 2 more years. Right here.
In the NFL, concussions have been a big topic this year. What do you see happening in the college game to prevent concussions and some regulations that are coming, like the NFL?
Okay, the question was about concussions in the NFL, taking a hardline stance on targeting and that type of thing, and college is following suit. We have that targeting rule in now. If you watch college football this weekend, it didn't come up in our game versus Utah State, but that's another thing. But before I talk about that, I thought our team was exceptionally disciplined in that game. Only had 30 yards of penalties. Utah State, I think, had nearly 100 yards by halftime, and many of those late hits and all that kept our drives alive. So very proud of the composure and the discipline that our team showed in the penalty regard. But back to the concussion thing, we're doing everything we can. Our practices are not as physical as they used to be. We don't have as much contact. The NCAA has implemented the targeting and the leading with the crown of the head penalties with an ejection this year. It used to be just a penalty, 15 yards, and you play on. But this year, if you get called for it, the player's kicked out of the game. So that has had a much bigger impact and placed a much bigger emphasis on not leading with the helmet or not targeting an opponent above the shoulders by coaches. Because before, 15-yard penalty, you don't want that to happen, but it wasn't the end of the world. Now if you lose a good player because he's getting kicked out of the game, so that's brought it to everyone's attention.
How much coaching are you putting into that?
Tons of coaching into it.
Yeah. Informing the players.
Always, and we've always done that though. You never lead with the helmet, and we've always practiced that and taught safe tackling, keep your head up and see what you hit what you see type of mentality. And so it's nothing different than we've taught before. We've always taught the same thing, but now we just got to be extra careful, like I said, to make sure. And the thing they're going to call is if you target them above the shoulders, no matter how you hit them, forearm, hand, helmet, doesn't matter, it's a penalty and ejection. Or if you target them with the crown of your helmet anywhere on their body. So if you hit them in the back with this part of the helmet or anywhere, you're going to get ejected as well. And so those are the two things that the officials are looking for. Above the helmet or above the shoulders contact of an opponent, or anything that leads with the crown of the helmet. If you stay away from those two areas, you should be fine. But this concussion thing is really a scary deal. And I'm going to tell you right now, there's a train coming down the track that's really a lawsuit litigation type thing that's going to hit, and it's going to be anybody's guess how this thing ends up, because it's already started with the NFL, and you just read the other day where some college players are putting together a class action suit as well for it. And so